What's going on, guys? Looks like I'm live on YouTube with not the correct title. Let's see here. What's going on, guys? Looks like Facebook is live. I don't know if YouTube is live. It doesn't have the right title. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Sorry, guys. I'll get started in just a second. YouTube will just have to deal with it, but Facebook will be edited. So it looks like we've been live for about a minute or so. I'm really surprised that it took this long to feed the upload speed. But guys, I wanted to talk to you about the conditions today. I could make a post, but there's like a lot of information to go over. And I would rather just do a live video. That way you guys can watch live. I need to see the comments. Okay, so I can see my comments. Awesome. All right. So real quick, before I get started, if you're watching the video, be sure and comment, because I can see all the comments in front of me. Let me know how the video quality looks and how the audio sounds. Really important for me to know, because this is really a test stream, but I'm going to talk about weather too. I'm not just doing nonsense. So first and foremost, I do want to go over the wild changes that we're going to go through today. Audio is great. Awesome. Cool. Sweet. It does look like my stream is dropping a little bit, but nothing too terrible. So, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and just get started. It's whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? But so this is what the temperatures look like right now. This is a little bit older data. It's 8:45 a.m. and it's 9 a.m. now. So most of us are in the 60s. It's pretty mild. It's going to be fairly pleasant for a little while today for most of us, but a stronger cold front will arrive this afternoon. The first thing that I want to move on from, aside from the mild temperatures, is the wind. I know that everyone is dealing with the wind conditions right now. It's going to be very windy. Today it's already windy right now. And the wind conditions, it's going to stay here through the day. It might settle late tonight into early tomorrow morning, but it's still going to be windy in my opinion. But this afternoon, it looks rough. We're talking wind speeds well over... My screen just went off. We're talking wind speeds, wind gust, well over 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, and we might have some isolated pockets across northern and northeast Arkansas this afternoon of 50 plus miles per hour. And these aren't severe thunderstorm related winds, guys. It's just windy. The parent system involved here, the pressure gradient is very strong, and it's bringing the winds and some cold air in with it as well. We're also dealing with some dust today, moving in from Texas and Oklahoma. So that's another thing we have to deal with. Along with the wind and the dry conditions, unfortunately, we are dealing with wildfire risk. And the entire state of Arkansas, you should be able to see it on the screen. Every single county is highlighted in orange. Thus, there's a high risk for wildfire danger. If you live in a county that is checkered, you're under a burn ban. So a large part of Arkansas has burn bans right now. And if you don't have a burn ban, I still would recommend against burning, because it's going to be really dangerous to do so, especially on a day like today where the wind conditions are very strong and the relative humidity through the afternoon will continue to drop. So definitely would recommend against burning. We also have a strong cold front that's moving in today. And I mean, we're about to have a shock to the system when it comes to the conditions that we're dealing with now to later today and tonight. So this model right here, this is the HRRR, so it's a high resolution data set. And I'm using, it's called apparent temperatures, wind chill values. These are not air temperatures. And the reason why I'm not using air temperatures is because later today, guys, when the wind starts blowing behind this front, if The temperatures are in the low 40s to mid 40s. It's not going to feel like that outside because the winds are going to be so strong. And you can see here the front starts to blow in, really settling in by this evening. This is around 4 to 5 p.m. And you can see in eastern Arkansas, if you're heading out for dinner or whatever you're doing, you're heading to church for the evening, you're good to go. There is no wind chill factor because the air temperatures are in the 60s and 70s. All is well, you're ahead of the front. But if you live in northwest Arkansas or down to Fort Smith or maybe even over to Harrison, the front is likely on top of you or past you, and you're going to really start to be able to see the changes with the front. Wind chill values in the 20s and 30s by this afternoon. I mean, it is going to be a wild change, and this is going to continue through the evening hours. This is 10 p.m. tonight. By 10 p.m. tonight, 9, 10, 11 p.m., I think most of the state is starting to observe the front changes. Look at the wind chills across northwest Arkansas. Low 20s, which I will add, we could have some snowfall tonight in that part of the state, so it might make it feel a little bit colder, and we'll go over that in just a second. But the entire state, wind chill values in the 30s, 40s and 50s in southeast Arkansas, but most of us are in the 30s for wind chill values. And then guys, in the middle of the night and early Thursday morning, this is around 6 to 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning when the kiddos head off to school, you're heading to work in the morning, you're going to need a jacket. It's not going to feel like spring. It's not going to feel like it was this morning. It's going to be rather cold. Wind chill values in the 30s in the entire state, some 20s in our high elevations, low 20s across northwest Arkansas, so it won't feel much like spring. It'll be winter-like. And yes, we do. I think we'll deal with some snowfall this evening. Unfortunately, across northwest Arkansas, I guess if you love snow, but I think the rain should switch over to snowfall between the 8, 9, 10 p.m. hour. This data set really likes that idea, and it's kind of focused across northwest Arkansas in the high elevations. And with time, it's still on, between 2, 3 a.m. We're still dealing with this. But I think the system departs by around 3 to 5 a.m. and the snowfall should stop, maybe some lingering flurries. Temperatures look marginal. And whenever I say marginal, I'm saying that I don't think we're going to have a lot when it comes to like freezing temperatures. So 32, 33 degrees, 34 degrees. So snowfall will probably have a pretty tough time accumulating, especially with the warmth that we've had lately. But I mean, I guess it's not impossible that snowfall could accumulate on some grass or an elevated surface, but it's not going to cause problems. It's not going to cause school closures. It's just kind of one of those, hey, it's snowing tonight while everyone's going to bed. So not a big deal, but it's March and it's ridiculous. And I know that a lot of you are really tired of it, and I'm tired of talking about it, but that's how we do it in Arkansas. We go from talking about tornadoes to hot air to snow to whatever. I mean, it just never stops, it seems like. So that's really the bulk of what I wanted to talk about today. Just to recap, if you haven't been watching since the start, I'll do a very, very quick recap. This morning, we're starting off mild. Most of you probably feel great. Highs, on your phone might show that highs are in the 60s or in the 70s today. And that's going to be the theme for a while, but a strong cold front arrives this afternoon, especially into the evening hours tonight. When you go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to be living in a completely different world here in Arkansas when it comes to weather. So keep that in mind if you're planning and prepping clothes for Thursday morning. There is a high risk for wildfires across the entire state, especially today with how windy it's going to be. Wind speeds 30 to 40 miles per hour with some isolated 50 miles an hour pockets across north and northeast Arkansas. Please avoid burning today. Don't throw your cigarettes out the window. You should never do that, but definitely on a day like today because it could cause some serious, serious issues. And then tonight, I think we'll have some snowfall in north and northwest Arkansas, rain changing to snow before exiting tomorrow morning. Likely won't cause much issue whatsoever. And that's pretty much it, guys. I really appreciate everybody watching. This is, like I said earlier, kind of a test stream. I'm trying to figure out the bugs on my streaming equipment before we have another severe weather event. We could look at that real quick. I did make a post the other day about us having some severe weather opportunities for Sunday. And I was looking at the data earlier and looking at the thunderstorm fuel for Sunday, we're going to have some. I don't want to discredit Sunday. You can see here, these are instability values. So CAPE or fuel that thunderstorms use. Very important. And judging by the looks of the European model, obviously we're still, over 100 hours away from Sunday. But we have more than enough thunderstorm fuel to work with for storms. So this is something that we'll definitely have to pay attention to. Looking across the region, though, at the upper air maps, this is nothing of the like that we dealt with last Friday. And I want to make that very clear. We can have the thermodynamics and the thunderstorm fuel to work with for severe weather. But if we don't have the winds and the kinematics is what, the references, it might be all for naught. And to me, we will have wind shear to work with. You can see here, I should really look at the continental view. We've got a large upper level trough there that's positioned over the center part of the country. You can see my cursor here. This is where your strongest upper level winds are. And you can see the green shadings here across Arkansas. That's a good indicator. We'll have wind speeds aloft. This is 500 millibars, so around 18,000 feet, well over 40 to 50 knots. So more than enough wind shear to support organized thunderstorms. But with that being said, I just think that this looks a little bit different than our last one. What we dealt with on Friday was a classic dry line setup, very rare for Arkansas. And this does show, this is a lightning density model. So it does show thunderstorm activity. It really shoves a lot of it to the south and east of Arkansas. But we could still deal with some activity, I think mainly south of Interstate 40 on Sunday. And maybe east of Interstate 40 up to around Memphis. We'll just call it the southern quadrant of our state might have the best favorable parameter space for thunderstorms and severe weather. I just want everyone to know that when it comes to Sunday, I want to reiterate, I don't think it's going to be like this last Friday. Friday was very rare. We had multiple EF4s, multiple, strong, even violent tornadoes. Guys, that doesn't happen here every time we have severe weather. We can have severe weather, maybe a couple of tornadoes and go on about our business. And we could have tornadoes on Sunday too. I'm not trying to downplay, but a lot of people are on edge after what happened Friday, and I don't want you to be panicking all week because we have a chance for some storms on Sunday. So that's pretty much it for today. Judging by the comments, I don't see anybody yelling at me that my audio or video is messing up. I see my feed is dropping a little bit, so might have some work to do on getting the feed cleaned up. But I do want to thank Jody's Auto Service Center in Fort Smith and Van Buren for sponsoring this live. If you need your vehicle serviced, go see them if you live in the River Valley. They'll give you 10% off your service if you mention this video or any of my posts. They're great people. They've sponsored my work for a long time. So I see all the comments here watching from Benton. Thank you from Cave City. Andrea, I hope you're doing okay after the tornadoes. Cynthia says thanks from Jonesboro. Debbie's in Prairie Grove. Naomi's in Polk County. I see some people are watching on YouTube, so that's good. I'm trying to get my YouTube fixed up. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube, even though my phone said YouTube wasn't live. So, what's up, Edward? What's up, Terry? I guess I am live on YouTube because people are commenting from YouTube. So, Marissa, thank you so much. Kendra is watching from Russellville. Dana's watching from Annieville. Thank you. I do want to check and make sure I'm still live on YouTube. I am live on YouTube. Let's go. Not very many people watching on YouTube, but hey, it's a start. But yep, that's it, guys. I'm going to hop off here. Obviously, we'll have updates through the day. Rapidly changing conditions by this afternoon. And as you guys know, I post on what you can expect. And temperatures will rebound tomorrow for Thursday. We should be in the 50s, maybe even some 60s. So nothing too crazy with this cold front, but we will definitely observe the differences this evening and tomorrow morning. So once again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please continue to follow. I hit 250,000 followers last night, so we're really proud of that. That's been a goal for a long time. So things are going well and